story. Never stay in room number 13. That night, Diane was on a business trip to a small town, about 5 hours from his home. Too tired to drive any further, he decided to look for a place to stay. After circling the town for a while, he found an old colonial-style hotel. The paint on the walls was peeling, the neon sign flickered weakly, but it was the only option. Inside the lobby, the place was unusually quiet. An old receptionist with a pale face sat behind the desk, staring blankly. "Excuse me, sir. Do you have any rooms left?" Diane asked. The receptionist hesitated, his eyes narrowing as if weighing something. Finally, he spoke softly. "There is one left. Room number 13. But guests usually avoid it." Diane chuckled. "Room 13? Just a superstition. I'll take it." The receptionist's face grew even paler. Without another word, he handed over the key. Room 13. The hallway leading to the room was dim, the lights flickering above. Numbers on the doors were clear, except for the last one at the very end, 13. The number plate looked different, as if it had been replaced recently. When Diane unlocked the door, the room looked ordinary enough. A large bed, an old wooden wardrobe, a desk, and a tall mirror facing the bed. Yet the moment the door shut, an icy chill crept into the air. He ignored it. Too tired to think, he unpacked a little, washed up, and lay down to sleep. The first night, around midnight, a sound woke him. Tock. 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 Knocks. From inside the wardrobe. Diane frowned and pulled the door open. Nothing, just the stale, musty smell of wood. As he turned back to the bed, his blood ran cold. In the mirror, his reflection was still sitting on the bed. But he himself was standing. The reflection slowly turned its head toward him. And smiled. Diane staggered back, sweating. But after a blink, the reflection was normal again. Shaking it off as exhaustion, he forced himself to sleep. The second night, the next morning at breakfast, he tried to ask one of the staff, "Why is room 13 always empty?" The young employee froze, glancing around nervously. "Years ago, a guest committed suicide in that room. Since then, no one dares to stay there." Diane felt a chill, but his pride stopped him from backing out. That night, he returned to room 13. The knock at 2:47 a.m. The same knocking returned. But this time, it wasn't from the wardrobe. It was from the door. Tock. 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 With trembling hands, Diane opened it. The hallway was empty. Silent. As he closed the door again, a woman was sitting on his bed. Her long hair covered her face, her dress torn and pale. "Who are you?" he shouted. The woman slowly lifted her head. Her face was deathly white, her eyes black pits, her mouth stretching into a smile. She whispered, "Why are you in my room?" Diane screamed and bolted from the room, running straight to the lobby. The twist. "Sir, there's a ghost in my room. I don't want room 13 anymore," he gasped. The receptionist blinked. "Room 13? This hotel doesn't have a room 13. That number was removed 10 years ago, after the incident." Diane froze. "But I slept there for 2 nights. I have the key." He raised his hand. But his palm was empty. No key at all. He turned toward the hallway. His eyes widened. The end of the hall was just a blank wall. There was no door. No room 13. Ending. Diane was never seen again after that night. Days later, the receptionist swore he heard faint knocking from behind the walls at the end of the hallway, as if someone was trapped inside. And sometimes, when guests walk past that part of the corridor, they swear they hear a whisper from nowhere. "Why are you in my room?" Warning emoji, story end.